If you're at this point of the game and Katherine's just rescued you from Castle Trosky, you might be looking for a way to get your gear back. Now, there are spoilers ahead, but if you're watching this video, hopefully you've already seen some of these things anyway. What I'm going to show you is a couple of different ways to get your gear back. One of the locations is actually in the little area where you could sleep next to the blacksmith in the main courtyard. You'll see if you go back into that area, there's a sword in there, but there's also an option to take the equipment from the box there. Now, this is in the main courtyard, and there's a couple of guards lurking around that you might have to avoid or to deal with, depending on how good you are at sneaking. So it's a fairly straightforward way to get to your gear and get it pretty early on. Just for a daytime view of where that is, you can see this shot from earlier on where you could basically store all your gear in here. But everything that was taken from you before you were imprisoned is now in that box and easy to get. Now, once you've dealt with Ishvan Toth, there's actually another place that you can get your gear, and this is how I originally did it, because it's possibly easier depending on the route you follow through your castle, how good you are at sneaking and the other things that you've been doing, because there are a few extra spots that are worth looting throughout the area as well. So I want to show you that, because one of the things that I discovered that's really useful initially is actually right back at the beginning of the escape. So when you're in the dungeon and when you're with your people, if you sneak through here and then up the staircase, straight ahead there's a door here. In there's a guard that I've already dealt with. Then you sneak into this room, and then you'll find here there's 3 lockpicks. If your lockpicking skills are any good, these are really worth grabbing because there are multiple boxes that you can steal from throughout the castle. If you go back in this room, for example, where the guard is, there's 2 boxes, and the one on the left is worth breaking into for a start. Now, obviously, some of them are going to be pretty difficult, so if your lockpicking skills aren't great, this might not be a great tip for you, but you'll see this one's got 314 Groshen in it, as well as a bunch of other stuff, for example. Now, if you head back to where we've dealt with Toth, what you want to do is basically go up the stairs behind you, so from the window you pushed him out, up the stairs, hang an immediate left, so turn left here, straight ahead there's a door, and in that room, directly opposite the door, there's a chest. That chest actually has all your equipment in it, so you can take it from there instead of from the blacksmith area. And also, once you've done that, you can rob the chest again, and you'll find additional loot in there, including a book that I've not read, for example, some dry herbs and other clothing. The other thing that you'll notice is you've now got Radzig Cobbler's longsword. Obviously, we've taken that off of Toth. What I didn't realise immediately is that actually if you go into crafting, you'll find that you've also got the recipe to reforge it. So with 3 Toledo steel, you can actually make an improved version of the sword. Initially, Radzig's sword doesn't look that good. In fact, it was worse than some of the other swords I'd already crafted and had on me. But what you can do is you can reforge this, then sharpen it on the grindstone, and then you'll find that it's even better. It actually is really good, does a lot of damage, and is a particularly good weapon to get hold of. It's also worth loads if you wanted to sell it for some crazy reason. But you can see here that if you take a look at it, it now does 172 stab damage, 163 slash damage, and 33 blunt damage, as well as a bunch of defensive points. Hopefully you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.